Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Family Mansion. I am here at the Family Mansion. I am in the garage of the Family Mansion, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of insight and my thoughts on Aeneid by Esoteric. Now, I believe this is a taproom only release. I could be wrong, but shout out to Julia for getting me this beer. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the beer and what I get from the beer, maybe a little bit of some insight into some, I don't know, topics, ideas, or quirks into the beer. What I'm doing right now is I'm pouring I'm going to call it a control, but what it is actually is Westside DIPA. So I'm pouring Westside DIPA. It's going to be my palate cleanser because that's how I do shit. And what we're going to do is now I'm going to open Aeneid. So these glasses have been washed properly. They have been rinsed. We should have a proper amount of treatment to the glass. Excuse me. So I went with this glass because I like the clarity of the glass, the bulbous nature of the bottom. I like the fluted top to it. I like being able to smell that and the aromas. And so this was off the taps. This was not, from my understanding, this was off the taps. This is not a packaged beer. I am using the Gnarly Gnomes Drink Local glass as my control, so to speak, for Westside DIPA. Okay, so we all know Westside DIPA is an amazing beer. It's one of my favorite IPAs locally. Actually, if I'd be pressed, if somebody asked me, what's your favorite double IPA in the city, I'd be hard pressed to find a packaged adversary to DIPA. In years past, there had been many Mad Tree offerings like Citra High or Citra High, Mosaic High. The whole high series were double IPAs. They were fantastic. They could have in packaged be a regular sort of a combatant in this field. There's not a lot of local combatants in this field that I think take it to this amazing level. And I could be wrong, and please let me know if I'm wrong. And if you package a double IPA and you want me to square it off versus Westside's DIPA, let me know in the comments. I'm absolutely happy to do that. I can manage to do it blind, and you can get my honest reaction. Now, having said that, let me take a sip. Oh, God, so good. All right, so the beer we're here to talk about, Esoteric. I believe they want us to call this Aeneid, Aeneid. And what they're saying, this is a double New England IPA, 8.5% ABV, 12 fluid ounces, taproom exclusive. I was right. Double New England. What does that mean? Does it taste like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady together? I don't know. But we're going to find out what it tastes like. So, traditionally a New England IPA, what we're looking for. I mean, haze, not haze. Haze is good, but haze, not haze. I don't hold that against you. What we're looking for is less bitterness, because in the brewing process, what you're going to do is have less hops on the hot side, more hops on the cold side, more dry hopping, and try and extract some of those more fruity flavors and esters from the hops versus a West Coast IPA, which is, well, it's changing. By the way, speaking of IPA and changing, so the person who wrote the book on IPA back in the day, West Coast IPA, Mitch Steele, he wrote the book on IPA. Now, Scott Janish has posted or has put out a book called The Modern IPA. Both are great brewers, and so if you're interested in wanting to know what those books are about, go search them out. I know Adam from Adam Makes Beer has had Mitch Steele on, and I believe Adam from Adam Makes Beer has had Scott Janish on. If not, it's on his list. I believe he has, though. Adam, message me. Let me know. I believe he did. If you didn't, you know you should. You know you're going to. It's going to be fine. So anyway, I have Aeneid. All right, so right off the nose, we go, each nostril. All right. Oh, that is a deep, rich beer. Here's the other thing. When you do a double IPA right, you don't know that it's a dangerous ABV. You don't know it. You drink it and it's like, it's so good. And this beer exemplifies that. Absolutely. I get fruity character, and what I don't get is alcohol. This is an excellent execution of a double IPA. It is for a West Coast, for a New England, for a New England, it's not clear. It's not boozy, and it is fruity and delicious. Look, when I swirl the glass, if look, it's just head. It's just head. I'm not getting like tiny head, big legs, like booze. This is great. Now, that being said, if I wanted to go into what does Aeneid actually mean, maybe nobody's told me this. I don't have inside information. So, Aeneid is an epic poem by Virgil that tells the story of Aeneas, the Trojan hero, as he journeys from the ruins of Troy to Italy, where he is destined to found Rome. So, Aeneid is the epic poem of Virgil, who tells the story of Aeneas, who ended up founding Rome. I don't know if that's actually the origin, but I think Esoteric tries to find these past reasons. Recent past? Not really. Long ago past reasons to help incorporate the name or the history of their beer or their beer style. So this may be a little bit of a hint. Now, I'm incorporating, I've got my laptop here, got my phone here, got my beers here. So this is a elevation of what I did last time. I've got actually technology here with me to help. So, to recap, Westside Dippa. Oh, such a great beer. Please let me know what beer packaged should I taste versus Westside Dippa. And I might make that happen. Next, if you're going to Esoteric, you have to have Aeneid. You have to. It's if you don't, you're selling yourself short. If you're an IPA fan, and it doesn't matter if you're like, well, I'm an IPA, you say that like you're a complicated IPA person, like, well, does it have raspberries and like no, like if you're a tried and true, just I like IPAs, and even this is where I'm going to surprise you. Even if you say I'm not a West Coast fan, or excuse me, I'm not a New England fan, you have to try this. You have to. You can put on my tombstone, I'm a West Coast IPA guy. But this beer, I love it. It's fantastic. And that's the thing. That is sticky, right? You're a West Coast fan or you're a New England fan. It works both ways. Either way, a beer can surprise you and you can like it. But what you need to do is try it. Try it. And if my friend Julia wouldn't have gotten me this can and I showed up to Esoteric, I know that I probably would have eliminated this beer from at least, let's say, a flight. I would have made a mistake. Don't you make the same mistake. Try them. Now, if you're like me and I have intolerances and sensitivities and, I can't have dairy, I can't have lactose, don't put yourself in harm's way. However, if you're just not a fan of a style, if you just say, I don't really love Dunkels, and you don't give a Dunkel a try, you don't know if maybe you like that one. So, would I rate this? Bottle caps 1 to 5? I don't do that. I don't do that at all. But what I would tell you is that if you and I were at Esoteric, I would order this beer and I would encourage you to order it as well. So cheers, my friends. Stay thirsty and have a neat.